All right, it's week 7 of the 2024 fantasy football season. So that means it's time for me to give you my kicker tier list this week, getting you the right guys, who you should start, what are the great matchups out there, and guys you should completely avoid. Let's hop on into it. Okay, the first set of guys, we're going to do this every week now. It's you got to start them every week. Doesn't matter what the matchup is, doesn't matter who's out there. You just got to roll with these guys, roll with the punches because they are old reliables. Okay, my 5 must-start guys every week this week. Harrison Butker of the Chiefs, Evan McPherson from your Bengals, Ka'im Fairbairn for the Houston Texans, Younghoe Koo of the Atlanta Falcons, and old Mr. Reliable Justin Tucker. I don't want to hear about it. Justin Tucker's been lights out the last 3 weeks. Obviously, Brandon Aubrey on a bye. Otherwise, he would be on this spot. But these guys, you just roll them out there. You trust them. Great offenses, great kickers. All sorts of point potential there. So those are my must starts each and every week. Okay, let's just roll on into it. First up, let's go with my man Dicker, the kicker, Cam Dicker. Monday night game at the Arizona Cardinals. And you know what? I think this is a fine start. Dicker, I was a little bit higher on this year. This Chargers offense hasn't been the best. We knew it wouldn't be, but the best thing about this offense is they can run the football. They can move it. The Cardinals defense is abysmal. Don't necessarily get those touchdowns, and Jim Harbaugh will kick his field goals. He's not going to be ultra aggressive. He's going to take those points. So I think Dicker's a fine start this week. If you got him, don't feel bad about him. Maybe the ceiling's a little bit limited just because of the Chargers as a whole, but he's going to get you the points you need. Next up, Joey Slye. He was a bench last week. I hate the Patriots offense, but yeah, I think this is a good start this week also. The Jaguars defense is atrocious. Drake May brings a little bit more to this offense. They looked a lot better moving the football, pushing the ball downfield. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities kicking the ball in London. You know, you're in a soccer stadium, might as well kick those points. So I think Slye's actually a decent play this week if you got him. I know, like, ultimately is the ceiling limited? Yes. But I think it's just kind of a good matchup. Maybe the only matchup I'll recommend this week is for Joey Slye. Okay, Greg the Leg Zuerlein, just bench him. You know, it was a bench last week. Great call. I'm surprised he's still on the Jets roster. I know the Jets just traded for Devontae Adams, but they're playing the Steelers, an elite defense right there. I don't think it's going to be much better. They're not going to get this thing figured out. And I don't know why they would ever kick a field goal. He was terrible. He lost the Jets that game, essentially. I don't think we're going to see much of him. I can't believe he's still on the roster for the Jets. Do not play Greg Zuerlein this week, or just don't play him ever. Okay, Colts kicker Matt Gay. I think he's if you have to. If you have to play Gay, you can play him. I just don't think it's a great matchup, like, offensively. I know the Dolphins aren't good, but the Anthony Richardson back at quarterback, this Colts offense has been terrible. Terrible with him at quarterback. Much, much better with Joe Flacco. I wouldn't recommend playing Gay. I mean, he'll make his kicks, but I just think you're super limited. I don't think the Colts offense, even against a terrible defense, are going to be able to move the football with it. I'm just so out on Anthony Richardson. Plus, I mean, maybe he gets hurt and Joe Flacco comes back in, but there's no passing attack. They're going to run the football. This game's going to be short and quick. I just don't like this kind of situation. All right, Will Lutz, the Broncos kicker, a little Thursday night action. Let's go. I'm going to put Will Lutz in that if you have to. If you got to play Will Lutz, you can play him. I don't love Thursday night games. On the road, defense is pretty good for New Orleans, and God, the Bo Nix offense with the Broncos is so garbage. It's so trash. Maybe they'll get some late points, in garbage time, but I don't trust them. Does it help that it's indoors and New Orleans is a great place to kick? Kickers do make some big kicks. I think it's okay there, but I just don't like this kind of situation for them. And let's go with Grupe also playing on Thursday. I think he's a fine to start. I think it's better at home. The offense isn't great for Spencer Rattler starting at quarterback. Broncos defense is solid, but I think there are some positive signs there. Now, if Chris Olave doesn't play, it'll probably be more like an if you have to. Maybe we'll put him halfway there. We'll go halfway on Blake Grupe on the Thursday night. Again, another weird spot. Spencer Rattler, offense is kind of limited. You know what? I've talked myself into if you have to with Grupe. I just kind of want to avoid that game in general. It's going to be ugly. I hate Thursday night games anyway. Okay, Raiders kicker Daniel Carlson. I don't know what to do with it. Not a terrible matchup playing the Rams. Not a good defense. Rams coming off a bye. But Aiden O'Connell, not good offensively. They don't have Devontae Adams. Now they get rid of him. Brock Bowers is good. Maybe they'll be able to move it. It is indoors. It's in LA. I'm going to put Carlson as a fine to start here. Maybe there's some opportunity. The ceiling's pretty low on him, but he should be, he should make his kicks there. Maybe they'll have 2 or 3 field goals for you there. I just don't know what to do with this Raiders offense. Some weeks they look competent. Some weeks they look like the worst team in football. And there's just no consistency there, but a decent matchup for Carlson overall. All right, same matchup. Josh Karty for the Rams. Let's go. I'm okay with the starting Karty there. Rams offense coming off a bye, possibly getting Cooper Kupp back. Raiders defense not good whatsoever. I think this is a good spot for them. I think the Rams are going to score some points from this. I like this matchup overall. If you got Karty, you don't want to cut him, and you feel like, okay, I can pick him up and start him. He'll be solid for you. Again, a limited ceiling, but overall, pretty good. Okay, we're jumping out of order, but man, oh man, who needs a good order? I need to give us some love here. My favorite love this week, my man Austin Seibert for the Washington Commanders. He's been money for you guys. Didn't play week 1. They pick him up, and he's been absolute nails. Fantastic matchup. Carolina against Washington. This is, oh my goodness. They should score 1,000,000 points at home, coming off a tough loss, but they played well in that game. They moved the football. Carolina's probably the worst defense in football. We're going to see a lot of points in this game. I think Seibert's money for you. He might eventually move himself into the start every week category. He's so good. And you know what? If you believe in Seibert as much as I do, head on over to Underdog. Check him out. Austin Seibert, over 1.5 field goals made against the Carolina Panthers. Sign up using code THECATCH and you'll get our free pick'em of the week. Bo Nix over 0.5 yard on Thursday, but don't worry if you're watching this video after Thursday. We also got Aaron Rodgers over 0.5 yard, so pair that with Seibert. Take out that bonus cash there, looking to cash out on you. And again, if you sign up using code THECATCH, you will get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up using code THECATCH. Check out the links down below. Okay, Chase McLaughlin. I like this matchup. I actually love this matchup. Ravens defense really not that good Monday Night Football, and the Buccaneers offense has been humming. 51 points last week. Now, I do have a little concern. I have a rule with Baker Mayfield. If you believe in Baker Mayfield, he's awful. If you doubt Baker Mayfield, he is the best there is. And there's a little belief in Baker Mayfield right now, but I think they're still going to be able to move the football. Not a great Ravens secondary, big time spotlight for them. I think McLaughlin has a good day. I think Tampa Bay moves the football well, maybe struggles to get into the end zone, and all around a solid performance for him. So I'm going to go with McLaughlin as a love matchup. If you got him, go ahead and punch him in there. Hey, Tyler Bass for the Bills. I think Tyler Bass is a fine start. Now, missed that extra point on Monday night, but the wind was crazy in New York. Absolutely a wild game. We saw our boy over there. They're playing Tennessee, though, at home. We're going to get a nice offensive performance. Now, Tennessee's defense isn't terrible, which is kind of what you like. They're not great, but they're not terrible, so maybe they will get some red zone stops. Bills tack on a bunch of field goals. They're going to play this game conservatively. They're not going to get ultra aggressive. They know they don't have to score 1,000,000 points for them. So I think Tyler Bass has a fine start for them this week. All right, I'm going to put Jason Myers here of the Seahawks, and if you have to, I don't love this matchup against Atlanta. Seattle did have 10 days off. I think the offense has kind of shown some weaknesses there, and the Seahawks defense isn't great. I think there could be some opportunities for him to kick some field goals, but he's also been pretty inconsistent on the year overall. He's missed some kicks. Now, being indoors in a dome is going to help that out a lot. You don't really see those misses from veteran, older kickers like Myers. So I'm going to put him in the, if you have to start him. I'm not going to go out of my way to go pick up Jason Myers. If you have him, if you don't want to go out there and swap out kickers, he's a fine play this week. I don't think anything too concerning there. Okay, Chris Boswell. I'm going to put him in the, if you have to. Boswell's been pretty money on the season, but new quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Russell Wilson. They want to increase this passing game. But the Jets are a great passing defense. They're good on the back end. You can run on the Jets. Now, you lose that with Justin Fields at quarterback. You lose that running when he's not in there. So I think the Steelers are going to struggle. I don't like this matchup whatsoever. It's in Pittsburgh again. It's a Sunday night game. Weather's not going to be great, I'm sure, this time of the year. It's just weird. I don't trust this. I'm just going to stay away from the Steelers offense. Now, maybe they commit to the run game and Najee Harris just has a monster day for them, but this is too scary for me. I don't trust Russell Wilson. He's going to start. Now, if Justin Fields starts, I think you can bump Boswell up, but all signs are pointing to Russell Wilson. This is a stay away for me. But Boswell's been so good, I don't think you can bench him or anything like that. I think if you plug him in there, just have low expectations. He's not in for a huge day. Okay, Jake Elliott. I think an Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, good guy to start. I think he's fine if you start Elliott. The Eagles offense has been very inconsistent this year, but they do have both their receivers back in A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and they're playing a Giants defense who isn't awful. Giants defense has been pretty solid, surprisingly, on the year. They stop teams. They make it tough to move the football. So that could be a lot of opportunities for the Eagles to take kicks. Now, Sirianni is a major wild card here. Goofball Sirianni. He'll go for stupid fourth downs and pass up on field goals. So it is a risk. It is a risk out there going with Elliott. But the Giants defense is good enough to stop this Eagles team. If they settle for points, which I think they should, because the Giants offensively can tend to be limited, I think you just play Jake Elliott there. Don't expect too much from him, but he should be fine. But Sirianni does kind of scare me. Okay, we got a little twofer here. I hate doing it. Vikings kickers, God, just know what you're getting into. But we also have Lions kicker Jake Bates. Let's put them both in the love matchup. They're playing each other, Lions, Vikings. This is going to be a high-scoring affair in Minnesota, I think. I think these two guys are going to have a lot of opportunities. Both these teams are going to be putting up points. Minnesota's defense is a little banged up, and Detroit's offense has come alive the last few weeks. But Minnesota's good against the run. That means the Lions could struggle in the red zone like we saw earlier in the season. Vikings, on the other hand, going against a weaker defense, but the offense hasn't looked great for the last 6 quarters. But Will Reichard has been nails, 2 50-yarders 2 weeks ago in London against the Jets. But know what you're getting into with the Vikings kickers. I hate it. As a Vikings fan, I can't ever trust it, but he's been awesome this year, and Jake Bates has been really, really good as well. I think both these guys are going to have plenty of opportunities. They could be in for huge days on Sunday. And finally, Jake Moody. They're going against the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's got an injury designation. Jake Moody's been good all year. The Niners have been pretty decent, but I got to bench him, man. I can't be risking kickers who are doubtful or questionable or anything like that. I think you just go ahead and bench him like right now, and you try and find somebody else out there, because it's too risky. I can't risk it. Even if he plays, it's one kick, he moves, he gets hurt. It's just way too risky for me. I can't play Jake Moody. But that's going to do it for us this week. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other question. There's some other guys out there like Cam Little for the Jags in New England, in London against New England. I don't know if I trust that, but if you got any kicker questions, I'll be answering them in the comments throughout the week. If you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video, subscribe to the channel. We got daily fantasy content for you guys, everything you need throughout the week, your waiver wire targets, your must starts at running back, wide receiver, quarterback, tight end for every single matchup out there, your boomer bust guys you should be targeting for trades, buy low on. We got it all out there, plus the live stream Q&As throughout the week. If you got any roster questions, leave a comment on any of our videos. We'll get to them as soon as possible. Again, Underdog, check out the link down below. Sign up, getting $1,000 in bonus cash when you use the catch. So again, like, subscribe, and share. I'll see y'all tomorrow.